To begin with, we really had kind of no idea how much it was going to cost.
It was great having the freedom to just be like, okay, we can have rooms in any place we want, we can have this, any kind of kitchen that we want. It's all down to us and how we want to design it. So we're in South Mayo, not too far from the Galway border. I'm from the area here.
I'm relatively new to the area, I'm still playing the new card. But yeah, I love the area.
Myself, my sister, my cousins, we used to build houses out of hay back in the day as well when they were doing the work on the field. But I never thought one day I'd be building an actual house here. We were looking at buying for a while, but there was a lot of work to be done. And with the cost of the houses as they were, it would have just been outside of our budget. So then we decided to have a think about the option of building. And the more we thought about it, the more we thought it was definitely the best route for us to take. We didn't feel like we needed an architect as such because we knew the exact design from day one really that we wanted, so we drew it up ourselves.
From the moment we decided to build, we had people in mind for almost every trade, which is kind of a brilliant situation to be in, I think, and one we didn't take for granted, one we felt really lucky to have. They've worked out really well for us. They've been just really easy to work with, and they got the jobs done in great time.
It was November 2021 that we submitted for the planning permission. We were refused initially, but we got it the second time round. So I think it was around April 2022 that we were approved. We broke ground then in the August 2022 and the blocks started, I remember the 1st of December 2022 was the first of the blocks. The 10th of May we moved in, which is also my birthday as well. So yeah, it's an easy one to remember. When we were pricing around for the windows and the doors, a few companies were kind of trying to put us off them, but we're very glad that we stuck with what we wanted. On a nice day, they open right back out, and the plan is down the line to have a nice patio area and create the whole indoor-outdoor living, and also have a cover over the patio so that it can be used all year round. So we love that as well. We always open that up and show it to people.
We did all the floor insulation ourselves. We did all the attic insulation. We ordered the heat recovery, mechanical heat recovery ventilation system as a kit, and we put that in, just the two of us. We've done, a lot of the painting.
The air tightness as well. We did all of the air tightness around the windows and the membrane as well.
The counter battening for that, and we did some of the floors as well. We did 3 of the rooms in laminate flooring.
A lot of it was YouTube, especially for the mechanical ventilation heat recovery system. That was a huge undertaking, I suppose, for us who were totally clueless. We didn't even know what it was before we started building. So that was a big learning curve. But yeah, YouTube was a great help, and Instagram as well, like following other home accounts and watching their step-by-step how they did it.
We've tried to do as much as we could, but it was enjoyable, and that's one of the aspects we really enjoyed about the build, was actually learning quite a lot.
It turned out better than what we even hoped for. The day the windows and the doors went in, that was huge. It really felt like a house then, and just we had visualized for so long. So seeing it then in real life was just amazing. Like, we'll never forget that day. I suppose the kitchen was probably more my design from the start. I just always wanted a really bright kitchen. I wanted it to be open plan, so have like the kitchen, living, dining, all open plan, but at the same time sectioned off, so we have like the dining table separate to the kitchen, and then the seating area as well separate. But I wanted to make sure we had as much light as possible coming in. Even on the most dark, miserable, rainy, wet day, I wanted it to have like a cozy feel in the living area, and also like the kitchen to still feel bright even on those dark days. The sinks, the taps, the shower enclosures we bought from a Polish website, just because the price difference was huge and it was more in line with our budget, but everything else was local. Again, I suppose I knew exactly what I wanted with the design of the bathrooms. For like our ensuite, for example, I just wanted it to be kind of an extension of the bedroom with nice, calming, relaxed colours, kind of a beachy feel with the sinks are shaped of
Really like a shell.
Like a shell, like a seashell, yeah. The other bathroom then I wanted it to be very much in contrast to that, so it's all like black hardware.
We travelled in the last couple of years, and Thailand was probably a bit of inspiration for that bathroom. I think as the house progresses as well, we can imagine that the patio will be one of our favourite places, because we love being outside, and that was the whole idea of having the floor kind of run out as level as we could to the patio area.
Very surreal feeling when we moved in, just because I suppose we always associated this as like a building site. This is where we come to work, you know, to do the jobs, and you know, it was just constant, what do we do next? What's next on the list? And moving in, it was just like a huge weight being lifted, even though we still have so much to do to fully finish the house.
As it progressed, we had in our minds a figure around 350,000 that we'd try our best to stick to or below. So I think we worked out probably a little bit higher than that, not a whole lot, but a small amount. But what we really did was, in terms of budget, we just tried to get 3 prices for all trades, all materials, furniture, literally everything. We tried to be just meticulous when it came to trying to get good value, and we knew it would just work out in some way reasonable if we followed that kind of ethos throughout the build. So we just relied on a wish and a prayer and tried to get as many.
And I suppose that's why we did so much of the work ourselves as well, was just to save everywhere that we could, because there's huge savings to be made, you know, with doing the air tightness. It was thousands, was it like 4,000 or 5,000 we saved by doing the heat recovery system ourselves, by installing that. Thousands in the long run, the more that you can do yourselves. So that was at the back of our heads always. And also because we like to do the hands-on, you know, to be hands-on and do the work.
I think if we were to say anything in terms of advice, probably be to definitely allow yourself a little bit more space along every wall, really, you know, just another extra half a foot more than you think you might need, because by the time you add in kind of skirt and architrave doorways, and you could always do it that maybe a foot additional, just to give yourself a bit of leeway. We tried to keep it to the exact size that we thought would be ideal, but actually ideally probably another 6 or 12 inches would be probably perfect, just to give you a bit of flexibility.
There was a lot of hard days, a lot of stress, a lot of sleepless nights, but now that we're in, you do slowly forget about those times, and yeah, definitely all worth it.
I think it's nicer and more comfortable than I had ever imagined, so I'm delighted with it.